Holy shit, the drama continues, man. San Francisco cannot get away from the drama as Brandon Aiyuk announces that he wants a trade officially. So, holy shit, Pat. Welcome to Elite Fantasy Nation Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Dennis. You can follow me at Fantasy Matt EFN. As always, joined with my brother, Pat Wendelken. You can follow him at City Stars 136. Pat, how have you been?
Good. Looking like a baby.
Look at that! Look at those cheeks!
Little
Look at those
baby.
cheeks! Oh,
So-
you just want to squeeze those cheeks. You just
Yeah, man. The baby cheeks are back. Yeah, man. Work. The duty calls at work, and I had to do it, but not again. This is the last time for a long
Hey,
time.
man.
It's been 13 years. I haven't shaved. I haven't looked like this. So everything else has been a little
Wow.
bit like that. So pretty wild,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, before we jumped on, I was like, "Whoa, who is this guy? Who replaced Pat
Dude,
with
that's not him.
with baby Pat?"
No one knows it's me. Trust me. My whole household hates me.
That's amazing,
So
dude. I don't grow back, man. What are you gonna do? I got a fro on right now. I need to get a haircut. That's gonna be next week. But life is life. So it's been a busy couple of weeks. So so we just wanted to jump on. Obviously, we've got training camp that's coming up soon. Pat's gonna take us through the news here in a minute. I
sir.
just wanted to jump on this week. Pat did the show sheet, so he came up with some cool ideas to talk through. He'll take us through the news, and then we'll go through the AFC, talk about top contenders and other stuff that he kind of wanted to throw questions at me at and kind of see and just have a little riffing session. And then we'll finish it up, and kind of along the way, we'll talk about the upcoming events that we've got coming on. But before we jump into Pat's news, as a brand, we have some pretty big news. Hit the like and subscribe button while you guys are here before I jump into the news. We're currently at 52 followers.
We would love to see 72, 82, 92. Keep
We'd love
it
to see
going,
75
please,
by the end of this month. That's going to be pretty steep, but we're going to push pretty hard. I love all the support, so please hit the like and subscribe. Comment below. It always helps the algorithm, helps people find us quicker. So the big news, some big South Harmon news I want to share. We're attached to some of that news, which I'll talk about here in a second. But South Harmon is partnering with Cardi Carpentier and Matty K. So Matty K is coming on. So they're basically going to be coming for the Four Horsemen, as Mike had said on AMAs last night. I told my boy Pat to listen to it because it's a lot about what's coming up with the Fantasy Expo, and it's a lot about their business venture that they're going through together. And they're combining forces. So congratulations to them, South Harmon.
Man, congrats, Mike.
We've been following them, So Mike and Adam, dude, do an amazing job. I've been huge followers and advocates for them for the past year and a half, 2 years almost. Love the boys. Everybody listen to them. If you don't listen to them currently, if you just listen to our feed, please go to South Harmon, click the like and subscribe on their feed as well. So obviously that their channel is getting bigger, their company is getting bigger, their brand is getting bigger, and as they're getting bigger, they've asked us to come on do a separate podcast. We'll keep the Elite Fantasy Nation podcast as our own on this YouTube channel, but we're going to be doing a weekly podcast on their feed, recording Tuesdays, dropping Wednesdays. We're going to be calling it All In Fantasy Football Podcast, talking about how we're pushing all in and how you can push all in and win championships, and it's all about winning the championships on all different formats. So it'll be kind of geared around that. So once a week, check us out. It'll be amazing exposure for us to help us grow our brand. Under the, initially under the South Harmon umbrella, and then hopefully get us, recognition of our own as well along the way. So love it. Congratulations to Pat and Elite. And everybody who's listening, drop a comment because it's a pretty big news.
We'll take it.
We'll take it, man. So we're joining a pretty amazing company and a pretty amazing brand. So we're couldn't be more stoked. Yeah. So thank you to Adam and Mike for giving us faith and trust. And South Harmon brothers, we're going to be joining the family very shortly.
And I can't wait to meet everyone for once, finally, including this guy too on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, this motherfucker I've never even met. This motherfucker I've never even met in person. He was supposed to come out here last winter for a Bucks game, and then this bastard got COVID and ruined fourth row tickets that I had. We had Aaron Rodgers in the house for his birthday. I mean, I had it all planned out for you, Pat, but you just couldn't. You just had to fuck it up.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I apologize. It's just bad. But
all right, take us to the news.
We'll make it up. All right, rookie reports. They're all coming in now, man. It looks like we had the Bills, Bears, Chargers, Chiefs, Dolphins, Giants, Saints, and Niners all report with their rookies, bro. So all those high big picks, let's see what they can do, man. This is the start.
Let's go Bears.
They officially have touched. Yeah, let's go Bears for you, bro. Very excited for you. Hall of Fame game. Got a lot of good stuff headed your way, Matt. I'm super excited for you, bro.
Yeah, we were talking about this. We actually, behind the curtains, we record this once, and I fucked up a couple of things, so I made us re-record because I didn't want it that way. And kind of what we're saying is like, this is like, you're on the runway. You're just starting. Your pilot's got you and brakes on. You're sitting there. You're waiting. You're slowly starting to build. And then you get to training camp, kind of gets a little bit faster. You hear the jets kind of going a little bit higher, and then by the time you get to preseason, it's like fucking wheels up, man. It's like
that's it.
He guns it, and you're about to take off. So yeah, right around the corner, man.
It's like, you're like, oh, Super Bowl, oh, it's over, and then you're like, before you know, it's like, oh no, here,
oh, then it's the draft,
it's draft, that's this, and it's like, oh shit, combine, I'm like, oh my god, oh what, and we're here, and like, it's just like, it goes quick.
Yeah, I mean, and the NFL's done an amazing job over the past 5-10 years to like really build the offseason to be something that's hyped about instead of people, watching Super Bowl, turning the channel off and never, not picking up the remote or talking about NFL until preseason again. So,
they want to be job. They want to be like as much exposure. They don't want to lose you.
They want to be a year-round brand.
They're just like, we need the NFL brand to be here as much as we can. So I see it, and they're doing well. All right, on to other news, bro. Falcons OC Zach Robinson said Kyle Pitts will be taking snaps at tight end and wide receiver. He is a main part of that offense this season, Matt. So
good. Get that fucker the ball, man. Get him the ball. That dude is super talented. It's amazing that they haven't utilized him as much as they should have over the past couple of years. He had an amazing breakout rookie year. And then since then, he's been where? It's like, where in the world is Kyle Pitts?
Yeah, but now he's got Kirko chains thrown, so maybe that wakes it up and shakes it up a little bit over there.
We'll see.
I have a question for you. Can they change him to tight end / wide receiver?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. I mean, look at
I know you're gonna say from the Saints.
Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's basically listed as tight end. Yeah, tight end. He goes quarterback. He's done running back too before. He's actually lined up at the backfield as a running back. Yes. So same thing with Debo. Debo's even done running back before. He's done like end arounds, but he's also like, I think, actually lined up in the running back position in the backfield. So
yeah, I was just curious.
They can kind of do whatever. Usually, the only time that really matters is contracts. So tight ends will never get the contracts that like a wide receiver would, like an elite wide receiver would. And I don't see Kyle Pitts being, top echelon wide receiver dollar amount, but that's usually where people kind of argue about whether or not they're a tight end or wide receiver. Because that's basically even in the past, like Gronk and like other tight ends that have like been the main offensive weapon for teams. They've argued in the past that they're more of a wide receiver than they are a tight end. They're not just a blocking tight end. So that's been the argument to get more money. So that's usually, they can do whatever they want to do. They could shift anywhere on the field.
Yeah, a little off topic. I was questioning that.
No, it's good. Good question.
Vikings, Jordan Addison arrested last Friday on DUI.
Come on, dude.
Like, I don't know, man.
Like,
NFL hasn't said anything yet on suspension, so that's to TBD for his pow. See what he's gonna end up getting smacked with. But like, dude, you have all these options, man. You have the service. Just make a call and get picked up. Leave the Ferrari behind,
you got
bro.
Uber, you got freaking Uber, you got Lyft. Plus, on top of that, like a lot of the companies or a lot of the teams will actually, not even through Uber or Lyft, they'll like actually have a private driver come and get you. Like,
yeah, like don't drive,
all you gotta do is call a number. Good. To your point, you just got to call a number and they'll come get you wherever the hell you are. It's just stupid, dude.
No, it's just sad, bro. The lack of like, I guess, I don't know, man, common sense mixed with just like pride and everything else. I don't know.
Last offseason, wasn't he caught speeding too? Didn't he go like 120? Wasn't that him, Jordan Addison?
Yeah, I think it was Addison. I got to double check that. There's a possibility he's already had some little issue. I know someone was caught speeding. It could have been a Viking too. Yeah, man, I don't know, but they're pending on the suspension / repercussions of his actions. So we'll see what happens. Matt, I like this one. Chargers. Gus Edwards is projected to be, the team's clear starting, running back. Looks like there's going to be some really good value there, especially with the run-heavy Jim Harbaugh offense. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I think the Gus Edwards stock will go up.
No, I totally agree about the Gus Edwards. I think it's a great call. Yeah, and I mean, as long as he can stay healthy, I mean, that's been his biggest, problem is like staying healthy. Yeah, I just looked it up going back to Addison. Last year, went 140 miles an hour to take his dog to the emergency vet. So 2 years in a row, off-season issues of Jordan Addison, and I just drafted him in a dynasty startup. So like, I'm like, what the fuck,
Come on,
dude?
dude.
Like twice. And I think
Step
last
it
year they didn't
up.
do anything. I don't think they did anything for his speeding ticket
Well,
last year.
DUI, they're definitely going to do something.
Oh, they're
There's
going to do
no ifs, ands, or
something.
buts,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, would
That's
they
not
look at the
tolerated.
speeding as well? They'll probably give him. They could max it and give him six weeks or 6 games, I guess.
So it's very annoying and sad, bro, at the same time.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna do? Little extra, little other tidbit. Raiders have the QB competition is on. Aiden O'Connell and Gardner Minshew are fully going for the number 1. So there's a full battle going on out in Vegas.
Who do you think's going to get it? Who's your money on?
Dude.
Let's talk about Vegas. Let's put some. We won't put real
man.
money. We can put just a gentleman's bet.
Dude, Gardner has some really great like glimpses when he's been bounced around. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
can he? Like, I think it's his to lose almost sometimes because he's been proven he could do it. So I think it's his to lose, but Aiden's right there. I mean, I'm not in love with either of them clearly, but
well, they obviously are because they didn't do anything in the offseason. So
and
except for bringing Gardner,
like they're putting it in this. Like I said, this is for number 1 spot. I think it's Gardner's to lose. I think he could definitely beat Aiden out because he had some really good games. You know, I mean, he's proven it before. Aiden hasn't really shown anything phenomenal, to be honest with you.
No,
so
I mean, he was just a rookie last year. So
yeah, so something like that. But I think Gardner has more of like, a step up on him anyway. So I think he should win the battle, my personal opinion. What about you? What do you think of Matt?
I kind of hope Aiden, to be honest with you. I mean, if Roger were here, Roger would be like, see, I told you, Gardner's going to get a shot. He'll be a starter.
Oh, we knew that. I was just saying that was the number 1 Gardner fan, bro.
Well, the funny thing about that is he traded. So in the Dynasty League the Not Yo Mama's League, so he had him and we had a running bet. So here was the bet. If Gardner Minshew, there's kind of a 3-tier part of this bet. If Gardner Minshew was a starter for the year, or just a starter, I think I just said a starter. And because Roger had him on his team, I said that Roger would have to start him and win a championship with Gardner Minshew. I would give him $500. If that didn't happen, he only owes me $50.
Whoa, heavy odds on that one, Matt.
And he just traded him. So it's like I'm getting $50, man, because it's like he's no longer going to be on his team unless he gets him back. So, anyways, I just won $50.
No, yeah, you did.
I'll
That's
take
an
it.
easy $50 for you, man. I like.
Oh, dude, I was sweating though. There was one year when Rodgers in the playoffs and like Gardner I think was starting because the other quarterback was injured. Oh, it was in Indianapolis, and he was like, yeah, and he was starting, and I was like, oh shit. And Roger kept texting me. He's like, you get your $500 ready. Get your $500 ready.
You got that one. Just nip that one in the ass.
That's what happens when you make a bet when you're drunk. Don't do a dumb bet. That was definitely a drunk bet.
Dude, a lot of bad things happen, and a lot of decisions are are regrettable after being drunk anyway. So yes, that's part of that.
All right, I digress. I'm sorry.
Last and finally, as you spoke, Brandon Aiyuk requests his trade. So you could clearly see they are on their opposite ends. They're divided. He's out. He wants nothing to do with these guys anymore. He wants to get his money. He sees what the market's set. JJ set the pace. He's like, look, I'm up there. Give me it. Let's roll. So that's where we're at right now.
And they're like, nope, we're going to pay CMC.
Again.
Yeah.
Twice. Like, what?
And he's like, wait, what? Okay, cool. I'm out. You could trade me now. So
yeah, I'm good. Keep Devo and have him.
Two-tier question for you. Do you think he'll be traded?
I do. I think they will get it. If they can get the right partner in this.
Tier 1. Tier 2, what team do you think? Okay, so actually there's a 2 parts to that question too. What team do you think would
complex over here, Matt.
What team do you think would actually trade for him, and what do you think would be the best team to actually take him?
Okay, so
those are mutually they don't have to be the same, right? So
I was told already. There's rumors, and this is through one of my buddies.
If you say the Jets,
no, it's not. The Steelers are actually interested. I heard.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, I've heard that.
But now they're talking more like it looks like Najee might be going. They're trying to like put a package together to throw him and some other players in it. So he's a diehard. So he's like their radio, their podcast. So this is their rumor swirling. So I'll take his opinion because he's pretty good. But that's the one I've heard. I could see that fit. You know what I mean? They're kind of in a rebuild mode, I guess you can say, in a way, and trying to find their legs with a quarterback. And I mean, who knows? can Russ do it? Can Fields do it? What Fields going to be doing? There's a lot
Russ
of
is a
questions
1-year
over there.
contract. They're not gonna. I don't think they have any
Yeah.
intention of keeping him past this year. To be honest.
Yeah. So like, what can they do? And they have money to play with too. They definitely can have it. No, the Jets. I think the Jets are more on the Devontae train still. They're obsessed with it because whatever Aaron wants,
I've seen a couple
Aaron
of those.
gets.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those rumors circulating again, percolating.
That's been back out there, even though they're denying it, which is bullshit because Aaron Rodgers runs the Jets. Clearly, it's like Woody Johnson, Aaron Rodgers next to it.
It's like, dude, it's like LeBron and the Lakers. It's like they just do whatever the hell LeBron says. It's like, okay, dude, what do you want? You want your son on the team? Cool. Yeah, son's on the team. Let's go.
Dude, even though he was like ranked 20th on the team from USC, averaged 2 points. He's a first rounder. I mean, second rounder. Yeah. Whatever.
Anyway, all right. So you said Steelers you think would be the most logical if it were to happen. Who do you think would be the best team from a fantasy perspective?
For fantasy perspective?
Yeah, you're just like, damn, like wheels up.
Can I tell you? I think it would be really interesting. Can I say the Jaguars?
I could see that. They've already got a lot of mouths to feed, but it's like I could see it though. It's not like there's no alpha on that team, really.
That's what I said. And like he wants his money, and you want his shine. And Trevor Lawrence still has a great arm, and they're going to throw the ball. Yeah. Why not give him the shot? Yeah. So that's my pick. So, what about you, Matt? I'm bouncing right back to you real quick. What we got? Would you put him?
Well, see, here's the thing with like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Like I kind of see what you're saying, but the problem with that is like they're not a contender. They're a rebuild. Correct. And, like, did they want to waste all that money on somebody not only to trade because they'd have to drop the trade capital to get him, then you have to pay him. So you're trading a lot of future and locking in money into a contract because you're not going to trade for him and then let him walk next year. So they're going to want to do a max, like some type of contract with him, So, but they could do it because Fields isn't costing that much, nor is obviously Russell Wilson. So they could theoretically do it because you're not paying that in the quarterback, right?
Correct.
But I just see like eventually they'd have to find a quarterback. And if neither of them are the right quarterback, then they got to start from a rookie or free agency, and who knows what that's going to end up looking like. So, and then beyond that, like I don't see anybody. I could see Buffalo could be an actually interesting mix.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Buffalo Bills.
They don't make their wide receivers super happy, clearly, but I can see that working.
Diggs is a diva. That's why he got traded out of fucking Minneapolis or Minnesota because like he did the same thing there. He wasn't getting the ball enough. He was bitching all the time, so they traded him.
This is true.
So I mean, that's just who he is. Brandon Aiyuk just wants to get paid. He's never said like give me the ball more. Like I need to get like 80% of the targets. It's like he just like give me the fucking bank account, And
dude, I told you, man. Once they gave McCaffrey a second contract,
that immediately pissed him off. That immediately pissed him off.
You got to be kidding me! You just paid this guy, and you can't give me anything. Like, come on! And that was pre Justin Jefferson, so that went up.
Now it's
again.
even higher.
So now he's like, dude, that number we talked about, that was then. You should have taken me at a deal compared to what probably are now. You know what I mean? Hypothetically, what he is now. So
yeah.
Who knows where he really wants to be at? So, the drama continues.
Drama does continue, man. Drama in San Francisco. Who knew?
Dude, there will be more Aiyuk news before you know it, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
All right,
yeah.
so
why don't we jump into why don't we just jump into the events? Do you want to do that? Okay. Just in case, because like let's hype that up a little bit, talk about that, and then we'll talk about your AFC conversations that we want to kind of go through.
Yeah, Matt, let's go. You can take the lead. Go.
No, you do. You do, man. Because this is your first one. That you're a virgin on this. This is you're popping a cherry. You're popping a cherry. First time here.
Love it.
Let it roll,
Matt. The Fantasy Football Expo. Everyone's talking about it now. Mike had me pumped at work listening to the whole thing again. I'm like, because I'm a virgin. My cherry will be popped this time. There's gonna be no awkward. I might just go run up and give Mike a hug and a kiss.
Oh, he would love that. He love that.
Run up, like, oh, here you go, and we're gonna take a shot immediately after because that's just how.
I'll be like, hey, big boy, what's up, man?
I'm not even saying anything. I'm just gonna walk right up to him and hug him. He's not even probably know who I am clearly by my face.
Well,
but hug him.
I was gonna say you gotta grow your hair. You gotta grow your beard back though before you do that because he might actually look at you like, who the fuck is this guy that just gave me a hug?
Yeah. No, he'll notice. Hopefully, he checks out our podcast when it drops tonight. So.
Nah, he will.
Yeah, no, I'm super pumped. We're in a draft. I'm excited for that. Shout out to
Dan Marino.
Doing that. Dan Marino draft. We're in. Dude, so that's gonna be fun.
Live draft
panels.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, man. I want to see everything. I want to see the flag football guys, some people ripping ACLs. I want to see. I want to be a part of all this, bro. I want to see the shit school. I want to see this all. I want to see the Hall of
Oh,
Fame. I
dude,
want. I'm gonna be like a tourist, bro. Straight tourist on this one and
dude,
take it all in.
the shit school is going to be epic this year. So I was listening to the podcast AMA, like I said, South Harmon last night. Everybody, please subscribe to them as well as us. They basically were talking. AMA is Ask Me Anything. AMA, it's an acronym for Ask Me Anything. So that's a podcast that they do every Wednesday. And they were basically talking about the Fantasy Expo coming up, and Maddie, like I said, was there. And it was just Mike and Maddie, and they were kind of going back and forth. And Mike and Maddie and Carpentier are going to be Cody Carpentier are going to be staying there this year. And they're talking about there's like going to be 25 to 30 people this year. I think last year we had 10 or 12. So it's like double. But yeah, it's going to be epic. Pat.
Super pumped. Yeah, I know.
We're going to spend a lot of time there. We're going to have to spend a lot of time there. We may end up crashing 1 or 2 nights there, just given the circumstances, or Ubering back or whatever. We can figure it out.
It is what it is. It's all right. Our stuff will be safe in some hotel that I picked.
There's 4 floors. There's 4 floors. So there's plenty of space to find. So for anybody who hasn't listened to the podcast last year, it's basically an old school that was bought out by a company that then rents it out, more or less. So they kind of Airbnb it. Either the whole thing, which is what they're doing, or they rent out room by room by room, and it's kind of like a thing that they do. So they've rented out for the whole entire week, and all 4 floors. Last year I was there, they're renovating, so not all floors are accessible. So it's interesting to see like how many more rooms are available, and if they've done any like kind of updates and newness to make it look kind of more modern and cool. But it legitimately is a school. So you stay in each room is a classroom that has beds in it.
Pretty cool.
So there's still chalkboard, and there's like a couple of bookcases here and there. There's a principal's room, which is where I think Mike stayed last year. He was in the principal's room, or the dean's room, I think is what they call it. I forget which one it is. So if you were in trouble, you had to go down and talk to the dean, and Mike would make you do shots. So it's interesting. There's a cafeteria. There's an auditorium, which is where we're going to be doing a live draft. You're not going to be in, so I'm doing another live draft with them Friday morning before you come in. I think it's at like 10 o'clock is when we do the draft. So while you're flying in, or you're driving, I think it's now, aren't you?
Yeah, driving in either. Yeah, I'm driving. It's not that far. I can handle this one.
Yeah. You still doing Friday then?
Yeah, Friday early morning. I'll be in there. I'm leaving like super early. It's like 5 hours for me. It's just nothing. I'll
You'll probably be there like right about the time that the draft is either ending or kind of middle.
Yeah,
draft,
I'll probably be like 11 o'clock. I'm due to touchdown, so give or take.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, dude.
Pump me for food, drinks, and a whole lot of fucking craziness. So
it's gonna be network lore, man. We're gonna fucking get our name out there. I tried to get you guys last year. Unfortunately, just things kind of were planned too late, so you and Roger couldn't come. Obviously, with Roger leaving, and kind of doing his own thing and kind of having his own business that he's working through. You and I this year are going to represent, and we're going to be fucking marketing the shit out of our brand. And
I'm ready,
name,
bro.
And getting everybody to subscribe and like, and we'll be kind of rubbing elbows. So this year is going to be our year.
Hands and kissing babies, baby. That's what I'm all about.
Yeah, and actually, it's great. Like I don't know how much of the whole pod you listened to yesterday or the YouTube for South Harmon AMAs, but they were talking about, both Maddie and Mike were talking about how 2 years ago is when the first time that Mike had gone, and Mike and Adam had gone 2 years ago, and their brand was just kind of starting. They were like newbies in the space. And that's kind of like us at this point. I mean, we've been doing this for a year and a half. It's almost 2 years by the time we go. But from a YouTube perspective, we just really started in February. So for me, I look at it as like, this is kind of our year of kicking off. So we'll say we're about a year into it instead of 2 years like we actually are. But yeah, maybe next year when we go back, our brand will be doing nuts like what South Harmon is. It'd be fucking awesome.
It will be. It won't be. So, there's no question.
We ain't fucking around, dude. We ain't fucking around. No, we're coming for it. All right,
we're here to stay.
Go ahead.
It's all right.
Keep rolling.
So yeah, man. Like, we're pumped for that, and we'll be each episode. I'm sure we'll be dropping something to it. Like, feel like as it builds and gets closer with everything else going. I like that we'll be doing some redraft stuff coming up also, Matt. I know that's going to be coming. My big redraft's coming. A lot of mocking. I've been mocking. My buddies and I are on sleepers every night. I get a new invite. So,
dude,
just
have you told them to join?
Yeah. I
You
have.
better be checking on everyone before you do their
Well,
actual drafts.
I know we have 50. We have 52, and I know who that is. So I know I got one today, 100%. I know who that is. That's
Okay.
why I said
All
there's
right.
definitely 52.
Well, before you actually help them out with their drafts, you need to physically have them show you the
Yeah.
YouTube channel and they're like take a screenshot that they subscribe to it, and then you can do your thing.
Well, I mean, I also get. Well, there's also some paid people involved, so they get it
I
regardless.
know.
So
I
I'm
know.
all right with that. So it's
I
cool.
know.
So Matt, here I am. It's time.
All
I've always
right.
wanted
Let's
to do
jump
this.
into the
We're talking about
questions.
this, dude. AFC straight up, big,
This is your
powerful side,
division, so
bro.
I'll
Yes,
try
is
to
it.
do
I
as best
love
as I
it.
can. You love AFC. I'm an NFC guy, but
It's okay.
let's roll, man. You put together
So
the show sheet, so take it away.
So Matt, I am going to ask you these questions. Plain simple. You just, however you feel, back it up. Give me some juice, and I want like mainly your view though. This is Matt's
Yeah.
world. Matt,
Yeah.
here, give me your top 3 contenders in the AFC. Let's get straight off the rip. Top 3, and it's not easy.
No, it's not actually. Three is hard. So Kansas City, obviously, that needs to be number one. You know, I think
Yes.
anybody would be ill pressed to say that odds favored is not, which they are. Odds favored to repeat or to three-peat, I should say, is Kansas City. So got to give them number one. I think it's a no-brainer. They've obviously tried to address wide receiver over the past couple of years, which they hadn't really done before when they had Tyreek Hill. It was just really his show. For them, it'll be interesting to see Kelsey and to kind of see. You know, I was listening to a pod. I apologize, I forgot who it was, but they're talking about like over the past 5 years, they've really been pulling back on Kelsey's snap percentages, actually. So obviously he's getting older. He was injured quite a bit last year, in and out of injuries and in and out of the lineup. And, they're holding him back at times. So it'll be interesting to see, like, as he gets older, how that will continue, how the dynasty will continue. But definitely, no doubt, Kansas City is number one. Number two, it's where it gets kind of tricky. I mean, I hate this question. I probably would say it's like 2A, 2B for me.
Okay.
You were Cincinnati Bengals and you were Baltimore and Baltimore Ravens. So, and I know like the dreaded enemy, the Ravens, but yeah, I mean, I think Baltimore did a great job with Derrick Henry, bringing him back. They drafted wide receivers too to kind of like fill that void. Obviously, Kansas City is just doing the reload, kind of like put the bull back in the chamber, and they got T. Higgins to finally sign his franchise tag, so he's obviously in. He's going to be showing up to training camp. So as of now, everything's kumbaya. So for Cincinnati, nothing's really changed, right? I mean, maybe a little bit, defense or whatever. You could probably talk to them
running back, little running back action change.
Yeah,
Mixon was a big part, so we lost.
True.
That, but,
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. Losing him, it does hurt. But they got Chase Brown, who out of Illinois. Well, Illinois, dude, and he was a massive force in Illinois. He actually had the most rushes his last year in college. So I mean, he was like. And a crazy amount of yards, too, because he had the most rushes. But anyway, so they've got Chase Brown, who they're hoping will alleviate some of that.
And Zach Moss will be their other guy,
yep.
So it's like split.
And then, like I said, with Baltimore, you obviously you've got Derrick Henry's coming. So it'll be interesting to see, as he's 30, are they going to pull back in Derrick Henry? They also have other running backs. But, I think and they drafted, I feel like, one of the best drafts, I think, was Baltimore Ravens with what they had. I think they did a really good job. So I'd put them kind of like tie. It'll be interesting to see, cool. Like, if they beat each other up too bad, like does one of them knock the other one out of the contention to make the playoffs? The one that I think probably maybe doesn't surprise people, but I think it's always been talks has been the Buffalo Bills. I don't see them in the top 5 anymore, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I kind of see them as like falling out, especially Stephon Diggs leaving. Obviously they're bringing in Keon Coleman, but he's a rookie, so it's like how long is that going to take to get up to speed? I mean, dude, you could go down to like 8. I actually think so. The number 3, which is probably gonna surprise a lot of people. I think the Texans, honestly.
Oh yeah,
I think year 2. I think year 2 with CJ Stroud, under DeMeco Ryans. Obviously, saw what DeMeco did the first year. They love him as a coach. They're busting their asses off for him. They beat a lot of really good teams last year that they were not expected to win. And you could even argue too. I mean, if you looked at the wide receiver core that Houston had last year and CJ Stroud, he had a lot of first and second year players too. So he didn't really have even though he made them because he's that good, he made them really good wide receivers. Like there was no alpha. Like he spread the ball around a lot. Like Now they've got Stephon Diggs who comes on, so it's like you've got that. So it's like, what does that look like? The other one on the outside is the Jets. I just don't know, man. I don't know if they've got enough to kind of like
Would that
get
be your
over.
dark? Would you consider that?
I would
Or
consider that
no?
4. So like so I kind of
No, like as your dark horse pick. Like if you were like the one, like those are your ones, and then don't
no.
be
I would
surprised.
actually pick. I would pick another one as a dark horse.
Okay.
So I would pick Miami over the Jets as a dark horse.
Okay.
So if I were to
Cool.
go, this is now 6. You've asked for 3. I just make my
That's
own
all
rules
right.
apparently. So I would
That's
have,
cool.
like I said, Kansas City number 1, 2A. I'll give it to Cincinnati, 2B Baltimore, 3 CJ Stroud and Houston Texans, 4 Miami
Okay.
Dolphins, and then the last spot would be the Jets. I mean, dude,
Okay.
that whole division is like it's gonna be a brawl. I mean, you could argue with some of those other teams that I didn't even mention.
Yeah.
You could bring up as like they have an opportunity. So
AFC
that's how I
is
see it,
stacked. Let's be really honest. AFC is just like monstrous right now, dude.
dude. Yeah, I mean they've been for years, but I mean it's like even like this year it's like no joke. So
All right.
yeah,
So your dark
great question.
horse.
That's hard.
I threw the dark horse in there because I was part of it. So that is your dark horse would be who is it again?
The Miami Dolphins would be the dark
Dolphins.
horse.
Okay. Who haven't
I don't
won a
think anybody's
playoff
talking
in like
about them enough.
18 million years.
Huh?
They haven't won a playoff in like 8 million years over here.
Yeah, and I mean, but again, I think the Bills are getting weaker. And I think Miami is
Correct.
they're kind of like staying where they are, if not getting stronger. And I think that this might be their year where they can pass up and kind of take a bigger leap in that area.
For sure.
So I
I
mean,
like that.
yeah, we'll see. So I see the AFC East. I see the Dolphins win the AFC East. So I see them having better opportunity to make it. So
Cool. Matt, who is overrated in the AFC right now? Number 1 team that's overrated.
I think the Jets.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because I think, it's like everybody's just assuming like he's going to come back and he's going to be Aaron fucking Rodgers and he's going to like take them to the championship and they're a championship contender. That's all you hear is like they're just like championship contender. He hasn't had a snap in over a year. He's 40 something, 40 whatever years he's old. I mean, new team. I know he's had over a year to kind of like learn the system, but still, like you're in a new team that you haven't played with. You don't know how the coach is going to call plays when you're on the field. Like there's a lot of stuff that you need to work out and Kings need to work out that aren't just like push the button and it's done. So, and you've seen very few quarterbacks that late in their career can go from one team to another and still be overly successful. And I think there's this hype that like they're automatically going to be a playoff contender because Aaron Rodgers is there. And I think that that's probably the biggest pitfall that I see.
All right, I'm with that. Yeah, no, I agree. That's cool. I like that. All right, on to my next one. What team do you see trending up? And then what team do you see trending down in the AFC?
Trending up and trending down. That is a good question. Trending down, I've kind of already mentioned. I'll say that to the Buffalo Bills.
Okay, fair.
I think that they might have missed their window of true championship. I'm not saying that they don't have another opportunity, but I just think, unless their draft picks pan out, like, they're not getting younger, Josh Allen's getting older. He's taking a lot more abuse. He's still running. He's still getting hit really hard. So it's like,
Yep.
I just see like that window's getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I think that they took a step back by trading Stephon Diggs. I know he was being a diva at the end and he wanted out. So I'm sure as a team and probably as like a locker room, it's probably making him feel better. But you're missing a massive part of your team and your offense that like you cannot replace instantaneously. So I see them taking a big step back this year.
Okay.
And then what was the other question?
On the way up. Who is on their way up in the AFC now that you see? Or trending on the way. Doesn't have to be the top 4, but
no, that's good. It's
slowly
good.
making their strides.
I look at, I'm going to just throw Indianapolis Colts, but I think it's obviously Anthony Richardson is going to be the key on that one. So I think if he can stay healthy, we talked about Josh Allen a minute ago, and you and I have talked about this before in podcasts. Like I look at Josh Allen and Richardson and even Andrew Luck, who had a very short career because of injuries, could be the same player. They all run violently. They are not afraid of contact. They lower their shoulders, take hits. That's what got Anthony Richardson injured last year in week 5, and knocked him out for the year. So if he stays healthy, like that's an interesting team where I feel like, who knows? They, last year they were 9-8, surprisingly 9-8, even with Richardson not being in. Who knows? They could be, in the, second rounds of the playoff, and making a push to make it to the AFC Championship, or at least in the divisional round. So I see them as being a big one. Jacksonville, I would also say, is kind of like a
upward swing.
No, I don't think it's upward. I just think they're stagnant. Like, I just don't know if I don't know if they got what it takes, to kind of like push that team to the next level.
Okay, that's fair.
And they made like minor moves, but I don't think anything that's gonna be major, like catastrophic.
Well, they should call me because they should go get Brandon Aiyuk. You want to maybe splash?
I think that would be huge. That'd be a very big splash. Yeah.
So not bad. You like my little ringer I gave you?
I do, man.
That's what I have for those questions. But I do have something else we're going to talk about, and then we're going to really get into sticking with our AFC theme.
Yeah.
We're going to go on the betting side. We're going to do total team wins. It'll go by our divisions. Like, what this can be interesting.
Do you want to pick like who's going to win the division?
We could do that. Yeah, sure. And we can go through our list. Like, I'll tell you where they're projected each 4, and then you can pick who you think is going to be winning that division. How's that?
Yeah, we can do that. That's fine.
Okay.
And this is off of Vegas. North. This is off of Vegas bets, right? Like total win 100%. Percentage is off Vegas. Yeah.
Correct. So I'm going to tell you this. So we'll start with the AFC North, right?
Yep.
One of the most, I think, is the most competitive division this year.
Dude, that's going to be that's just like the black and blue division. That's going to be just a brawl.
Not many people are really going to get. I mean, this is going to be super tight, and I honestly think anyone can almost win, minus the Steelers. Sorry, Jason, and all my other buddies that are Steeler fans, but
I don't see the Steelers winning with that QB.
Because even the Browns, if Deshaun can have somewhat what he used to be, and Matt Chubb stays healthy, was it Jerry Judy's over there, right?
Yeah, Jerry Judy was over there now. So
Maury Cooper, Njoku, and like Chubb. I mean, like they have such a good solid team, dude, and good defense.
Well, defense is what's been keeping them. I mean, and honestly, like the last half, I want to say the last like 4 to 6 games, like Deshaun Watson, if you look at it from fantasy perspective, he was epic. Like he had an amazing back half of the year. If you don't believe it, pull up Sleeper and look at the last like 6 games and look at his scores box in those last 6 games. It was like pretty insane.
Yeah. All right. So let's go with the Ravens first. They have the win total at 10.5.
Yep.
Right now. So that's aggressive. But I think they could definitely beat that for sure.
Yeah.
So they're they're saying at like 10.5, they give you plus 112 odds on that. But I mean, that's just like under. So they're favored to go over that. Let's put it that way, which I could see that depending on the division and health for sure.
Yep.
Next up, they have Cincinnati, another 10.5 win team. They're putting them around. So that's what they're looking at is to be in the division race between the two. Like,
well, that goes back to what I was saying about 2A, 2B. I mean, that's like basically they're saying that they're going to be kind of in the same boat.
Yeah, Cleveland's at 8.5. They have them at, and Pittsburgh is also at 8.5. Surprisingly, which is kind of cool. A little different. Matt, who takes it? A or B?
I'm going to say that's going to be B because I said Baltimore is B. I think this is going to be a sneaky good year for Baltimore. I think they're going to take the division. And who knows? They may even go up against each other for the AFC Championship. I don't know how it would actually work from a bracket perspective, but who knows? Maybe the two of them are in the AFC Championship together. Excuse me. For some reason, my throat's really dry today, so I've been like coughing a little. So I apologize.
Listen, so Matt, let me give you this, and this is also just something to look at. Just from the first 5 games of the year, or 5-game stretch, I'm sorry. The Chiefs, screw the Raiders, Dallas, Buffalo, and then Cincinnati. And they don't have a bye week till week 14. That plays a huge role, bro. I mean, these are like...
That's for Baltimore? You didn't say which team.
Baltimore Ravens, sorry. So, so that's pretty intense, man. That's a crazy stretch.
Mine's really but I mean, sometimes... No, I mean, it's crazy, but sometimes, having a bye at the end of the season sometimes actually is a good thing because it's right before you go into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because then they can get the bye. They'll be tired as fuck. They'll be beat up as fuck. But then if they go in the bye and they're already kind of like coming out of the bye, they win 2 more games and they can kind of like rest their players again before going into the playoffs. So
coach.
I mean, you never know. Yeah, I mean, they got murderers on at the beginning. But yeah, you just never know. All right, let's go through the other ones kind of quicker.
Yeah, cool. AFC East, we got the Bills 10.5, Dolphins 9.5.
I think the Bills have are going to have just as good of a record as the Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. I don't see that at all. I
I
question
think
that.
that's
I would
off.
bet the under. I'd bet the under on that first and
Yeah,
foremost. I don't think
so
they're
the
getting 10.5 wins or
under
11.
is actually
They'd have to get 11 in order to actually
11.
go to
Yeah,
to win
so
that bet. So I
I
don't see
agree
that.
with that. Dolphins are at 9.5,
I'd go over. I'd
and
smash that fucking over on that one,
over on that.
dude. Dude, last year they're 11-6.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say like that. The record in my head already. Yeah, Dolphins were solid,
They,
so
they had the same
beat
record
that.
in 2023 as the Buffalo Bills, and yet they are giving them a game less projection
That's
this year.
Matt's
It just makes no
all-in
sense.
pick right there for sure. That's your all-in smash.
That's what I'm
right
saying.
there.
They're the sleeper though, because I don't think people like nothing really changed on that team.
Yeah, I can see that. Patriots are 4.5.
Yeah, fuck them. It ain't
Yeah,
gonna be them.
and then dude, here you go. The Jets 9.5.
Yeah,
I mean, like you said, that's well. And then so you would say
I
the
pick
Dolphins,
Miami.
right?
I pick
Yeah.
Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Miami's
Cool.
gonna win. I think it'll be a race to the finish. It'll be photo finish, probably last week between them and the Jets. But I see the Miami winning. I mean, again, Aaron Rodgers, like fucking coming off an Achilles, and he's old, and it's like think about age and like being in cold weather and like playing in December in New York. I mean, I know he did that in Green Bay. You can say it's just as damn cold, if not colder. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I see Miami, man. I see Miami being that quiet, like little juggernaut. I mean, they were that last year, 11-6, dude, 11-6 last year. Nobody talks about
Yes,
them. It's
sir.
kind of nuts. So,
All right.
who's
Let's go
your
to the
pick?
South.
Who's your pick, real
in that
quick?
one?
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go with Dolphins. Also, I think they have the better team overall,
No, 100%.
defense and offense. So,
Yep.
If the Jets can stay healthy, I think they'll be in second, and I think the Bills will finish third. That's my prediction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Bills are dropping, so you're confirming
Yeah.
what I'm thinking too.
100%. So let's go to the South.
Yep.
The Texans came in last year at 10-7. Okay, this year they have 9.5. They're going at. They're over under. So I would take the over for sure.
I would take the over 100%.
The Colts are at 8.5. The Jags are at 8.5, and the Titans are at 6.5. And I mean, we can all agree. We can all not remembering the Titans. We're forgetting the Titans right now. So we'll go with Houston Texans. We can both agree with for sure. That's taking that.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I don't think we close, but I think go ahead. Sorry,
the Colts will be underneath it. We'll both go with the Colts for sure because
you said exactly.
I'm
what
with you on
Perfect. It. Yep.
All right.
I think Jacksonville again. I look at them like the Bills. I just think because they're kind of, if you're not going up, then you're kind of going down. Even if you're staying level, if everybody else around you is improving and you're kind of just staying level, then to me you're going down. Like you can't.
100%, I agree with you on that, my man.
So,
all right, AFC West, one of the most whack divisions, everyone will say.
I mean,
but I have my friends that love it. My friends, let's ride. Let's ride. Broncos, 5.5 wins. The Chiefs are at 11.5. Raiders at 6.5. Chargers at 8.5. Matt, well, clearly we know who's going to win this.
Yeah, Kansas City. I mean, the 11.5, that's a big over, or that's a big win bet, though. That means they got to win 12, so they have to go 12-5. And I haven't looked at their schedule, but I mean, that's a lot. I mean, last year, they won, but like the beginning of the year, they kind of sucked. I'm surprised that they finished 11-6. I kind of forgot that they were that good. So definitely Kansas City, no doubt. Then you got I feel like Kansas City now with like the Chargers are charging and like giving away everybody that they want to that was on their team before, just because they don't want to throw the ball anymore and they just want to run the ball. Then you've got Denver who and then you've got Denver who obviously is going to be playing with the rookie. I think Kansas City is going to whoop the shit out of that whole entire division. So that right there is probably going to be 6-0 right there. So who knows? Maybe they will get to 12 wins, but
as I'm saying, that's half their total right there and there. Just
100%,
basically right that. So, pretty sweet, man. That we just ran through the AFC like it was going out of style.
Yeah. What's your top three? You asked me that. Well, we'll kind of finish there and then we'll do our wrap up.
Yeah. All right. So who's gonna? I mean, Kansas. It's Kansas City,
no doubt.
Baltimore's definitely gonna be there. Bengals will be there, and then I think the Texans are there. Like it's gonna be a battle, man. I think the division winners in each piece right here in the AFC has a legitimate shot of taking it all. If that makes any sense. Like I know Kansas City is the far out favorite, but don't sleep on the Texans. Don't sleep on the Baltimore Ravens, the Bengals. I think the Dolphins, if they can get their shit together, why not? Like, dude, they have a lot of firepower. Tua stays healthy. Dude, I mean,
Dude,
like, really, I'm telling you, man, like, I
that
really
defense is
see.
like sneaky legit. I mean, nobody
Yeah,
talks about that
and
defense at all. Enough, I
and like you
should say.
said, dude, and then why not throw the Colts? I mean, they might not win it all, but dude, they can. Why not? If they're having a solid year and they're all cylinders fighting, bro. Jonathan Taylor playing great. Pittman steps up. You know, Richardson's throwing it. I mean, come on, man.
Richardson throwing and
There's a lot
running,
of.
not getting
That's what I'm saying,
killed.
man. I can see it, bro. I'm excited. The AFC has a lot of juice, bro, and I'm truly excited to see how it goes. And then you're gonna see the bottom of the AFC suffer because they can't compete with what's on top.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be interesting, man. So that is
nice.
my AFC wrap up, Matt, for today.
Nice. Good job, man. Good job with the putting together the show sheet. Appreciate that,
Yeah,
man.
man. Of
Technology.
course,
This
bro.
guy, he created an Instagram account. So if you guys want to follow us on Instagram,
Yeah, bro.
what's the Instagram account? Give everybody the feed.
Elite Fantasy Nation, bro. Simple and easy.
All right,
That's it. Straight
Elite Fantasy
across.
Nation. Follow us on Instagram. Twitter is weird. You can only do a certain amount of spaces. So that's why it's Elite Fantasy N on Twitter.
Yeah.
Should be Nation, but you can't go that far in algorithm or whatever. So yeah, Elite Fantasy Nation. Follow us on Instagram. He's going to be taking care of the social for us as we're growing. Like I said, we're going to do more podcasts. So I'll be producing and editing in the background. Pat's going to be taking care of the social stuff. So if you see anybody put stuff on post and all that other stuff, that'll be Pat. And chirp back at him if you need to. Send him a DM.
Yeah. Dude, you can absolutely reach out anytime you want, man. Like, subscribe, add, all the above, dude.
There's this one. Click on that one, Elite Fantasy N. Click on,
subscribe.
This one down there, Pat Wendelken at City Stars. You got Elite N. You also got the subscribe button, which is over there somewhere, and the like button, and then you've got Instagram account. Follow us in follow South Harmon. So yeah, dude, we're wheeling and dealing. It's all about action this year, man. We want to make this something big. So please, with all your support, love it. Keep it coming. Please ask us questions, engage. We really do want to build this community and start to do what they're doing over there in South Harmon and other places where we're interacting, engaging. We'll be putting up a Patreon page pretty soon. I've been talking about it. I've just unfortunately been really busy. We're going to do Patreon. We're going to do Discord. We're going to get all this stuff set up and start to like really have a true family that we're building as well. So the idea when we first talked about doing this to kind of make it just a place to talk fantasy, talk shit, learn from each other, hear different people's advices and how you can win and how you can become elite. And at the end of the day, it's all about winning. These bad boys behind me.
Yeah.
You can see them there. It's all about winning championships. That's why we're here. That's why we do what we do. That's why we're stoked. And we do a damn good job at it. So
yes,
you got anything else, Pat?
No, man, I'm excited for the future, bro. There's a lot to come. Please stick with us and get on now, bro, because later on you're going to be like, wow, I remember when they were here and now they're there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And we'll be doing a podcast or two between now and then. But if anybody is going to the Fantasy Expo, drop a comment below. Let us know if we don't know you from, if you're not from South Harmon or anybody else that we kind of talk to on a regular basis. Let us know. We love to kind of like meet and greet people and just kind of have conversations there. So
yeah,
say what's up. Yeah, definitely. Would love to hear it. So until next time, we're out. Peace. Deuces.